Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the enzyme immobilization techniques. I am Dr. Ruchi Jain, Professor in Sagar Institute of Research and Technology. In the previous class, we have seen about the introduction about enzyme immobilization, and today we will see about the enzyme immobilization techniques. The enzyme immobilization techniques are basically divided into two types. First one is physical and second one is chemical. Physical one is again divided into adsorption, entrapment, and encapsulation type of method. In chemical, covalent bonding type of methods comes, which is again divided into support type of covalent bonding and cross-linking type of covalent bonding. So these are the basic diagram of various techniques used in enzyme immobilization. This one is adsorption, covalent bonding, cross-linking, encapsulation, and entrapment. First one is adsorption. In adsorption, basically enzymes are adsorbed on the surface of carrier matrix. There is no permanent bond formations, only weak bonds forms between the enzyme and supports. These weak bonds are ionic interactions, hydrogen bonding, van der Waals forces. Carriers mainly used as silica, bentonite, cellulose, etc. And enzymes are catalase, invertase, etc. So like that in adsorption type of techniques, it is very oldest and simplest methods of enzyme immobilization, and Nelson and Griffin in 1916 used charcoal to adsorb invertase. So various types of supports are used in the adsorption type of technique. They are mineral support, organic support, and modified sapphires or ion exchange resins are used. Basically, the carrier particles should be small, mainly of 500 Armstrong to 1 millimeter diameter, so that bond uh, adsorption of enzymes takes place very easily. There is no pore diffusion inside this type of technique, so it is an advantage for adsorption type of technique. There are various methods for the adsorption. First one is static process, in which in a solution we kept ideally enzyme and carrier, and after some times enzymes are adsorbed to the carrier. It does not involve stirring process. In dynamic batch process, carrier and enzymes are in the solution and they're mixed by the stirring process. Reactor loading process, in this reactor is used, and first we are placing the carrier in the reactor, and then the enzymes are loaded to that solution and transferred to the reaction by the continuous stirring, so that the enzymes are adsorbed to the carrier. In electron position process, the carriers are placed on the electrodes, and when the charge is applied, the enzymes moves toward the carrier, and hence the enzymes are adsorbed on the surface of the carrier. Like that, four methods are there for the adsorption process. There are some advantages and disadvantages of adsorption. The advantages are simple, and this is simple and economical method. There is limited loss of activity. It can be recycled, regenerated, and reused. Disadvantages are there, that we require very low surface area for binding, and exposure of enzymes to the microbial attacks sometimes, and yield is often low when we use this type of method. So next one is entrapment method. Entrapment method, we are not directly binding enzymes to the carrier. Here the enzymes are attached or entrapped inside the polymer matrix. So here they are not directly attached, they are trapped inside the polymer matrix. So here for the entrapment method, we use some gels and fibers to entrap these enzymes. This is the latest type of entrapment, and this is a microcapsule types of encapsulation. And the latest types, between the latest enzymes are entrapped, and microencapsules form that inside the capsules enzymes are entrapped. So like that, various methods are there for the entrapment process also. Entrapments actually involves the polymers like as polyacrylamide, polyvinyl alcohol, etc. Sometimes natural polymers are also used like starch. So in between the lattice enzymes are entrapped. This is also one type of lattice. In microencapsulation type of entrapment, sometimes we use semi-permeable polydiene or nylon type of membrane so that a semi-permeable membrane is formed and inside that enzymes are entrapped. So encapsulation method in which semi-permeable membrane was formed by certain polymers and enzymes are entrapped into it. So there is advantage of encapsulation method is that it is simple and cheap and large quantity of enzymes can be immobilized by encapsulation type of method. Disadvantage is that sometimes enzymes can be leaked out by pores and small substrate molecule is able to cross these encapsulation type of immobilization method. The large substrate molecules cannot be able to cross these type of encapsulation. So there is some examples. If we use entrapment method, then polyacrylamide gels, cellulose acetate, and other gelatin types of matrix are used. Sometimes keratin and alginates are also used. There are different types of entrapment methods. First one is inclusion in the gel. We entrap enzyme inside the gels, such as polyacrylamide gel, polyvinyl alcohol. In If we use fibers, then cellulose and polyacrylamide gels are used. And if we use enzymes are included in the microcapsules, then for the microcapsule formation, some mixtures are used like polyamide and calcium alginates. Then we entrap these enzymes inside these polymers. So like that, various methods are used for the enzyme entrapment method. Advantages are also there that there is no chemical modification in entrapment type of method. It is very stable form and we can easily handle and reuse the enzymes. Uh, it is cheap and we can practice this method in uh, small scale also. Some mild conditions are required for the enzyme entrapment methods. There is less chances of conformation change of enzyme and it can be used in some sensors also. Sometimes leakage of enzymes are there. Pore diffusion leakage is also there. Chance of microbial contamination is more in this type of enzyme entrapment method. And for the industrial process, it is not of much success. So next one is a covalent bonding. In covalent bonding, there is a covalent bond formation between chemical group of enzyme and the support or carrier. It is very widely used method and various amino groups, imino groups, hydroxyl groups, carboxyl groups, thiol group, methylol group, guanylyl group, imidazole group, and phenol rings helps in the formation of covalent bonding between the enzymes and the support. So there are various molecules present in enzymes like alpha carboxyl group at C terminal, alpha amino group at N terminal, beta and gamma carboxyl group, phenol ring. All these rings or groups helps to form the covalent bond between enzymes and support. So there are various carriers used in the covalent bonding, like we use carbohydrate, then cellulose, diethyl, acetate, cellulose, agarose, synthetic agents like polyacrylamide, protein carriers like collagen, gelatin, amino group pairing carriers like aminobenzyl cellulose, inorganic carriers like porous glass, silica, cyanogen bromide, agarose, cyanogen bromide sucrose. All these carriers are used in the covalent bonding method. Methods of covalent bonding, there are various methods for covalent bonding. First one is a diazotization, in which there is a bonding formation between amino group of support and tyrosyl and histodyl group of enzyme. There is various types of peptide bond formation between the uh, groups of support and enzymes. Polyfunctional reagents, sometimes we use polyfunctional reagents for the formation of covalent bond between amino group of support and amino group of enzymes. So like that, various bifunctional reagents are used. The mainly bifunctional used are glutaldehyde. So there is advantage of covalent bonding is that there is a strong linkage between the enzymes and support. There is no leakage or desorption problems takes place. Comparatively, it is very simple, and a variety of simple support are used for the covalent bonding, and it has a wide applicability. Disadvantage is there that sometimes there is a chemical modification takes place on the enzymes so that there is loss of functional conformation of enzymes, and sometimes active sites of the enzymes also takes place, change of active sites takes place, so enzymes may be inactive. In the covalent bonding, only cross-linking type of methods are also there, in which we involves intramolecular cross-linking of enzymes molecules in the presence or absence of solid support. This method involves a three-dimensional cross-linked enzyme aggregate by means of multifunctional reagents that link covalently to the enzyme molecules. So here the enzymes are there, and there is a cross-linking between the different enzymes with the help of multifunctional reagents. In this, we use polyfunctional reagents like glutaldehyde and diazoxide salts, so that there is no other matrix involved. Only polyfunctional reagents are used, which binds the enzymes molecules, and there is a cross-linking formation or co-polymerization of enzymes takes place. This technique is very cheap and simple and used with pure enzymes, and it is used also in a commercial preparation and industrial application is also there. And greatest disadvantage is that the polyfunctional reagents used for the cross-linking of the enzyme may denature or structurally modify the enzymes and leading to the loss of catalytic properties. So like that, there are some disadvantages and advantages also of co-polymerization. So there is advantages that very little desorption, enzyme is strong, very much strongly bind to these polyfunctional agents. There is a high stability of enzymes. Sometimes cross-linking may change the shape of active sites or catalytic property of enzymes. So it is not very cheaper method. So in short, we can see that there are various types of enzyme emulation techniques, and we have seen adsorption, covalent bonding, cross-linking, encapsulation, and entrapment type of methods. If we compare all these types of methods, then there are some advantages and disadvantages of these types of methods. Uh, as like cost, adsorption has low cost, covalent bonding requires high cost, entrapment moderate and membrane like that, binding force, enzyme leakage, applicability, running problem, matrix effect, large diffusion barriers, microbial protections. So all these methods have some advantages as well as some disadvantages. So after seeing all these types of methods, there are some limitations of enzyme emulation is that we require some cost for the carrier and immobilization process. Additional cost is required. Sometimes there is a change in properties of enzyme after doing these types of immobilization process. Mass transfer limitation is there. Sometimes if the enzymes require cofactor, then we could not do these types of immobilization reactions. Some multi-enzymes, there is a problem with multi-enzymes also, and sometimes loss of activity is there while doing these types of immobilization techniques. But the advantages are more than disadvantages or limitations. So there are various applications of enzyme immobilization, like they are used in industrial productions of antibiotics, beverages, amino acids, In these types of productions, we require enzymes, and enzymes can be reused by the help of immobilization techniques. There are biomedical applications also. They are used for the diagnosis and treatment of various types of diseases. And enzymes, which are sometimes used in drug delivery system also, and to deliver the drugs to the oncogenic sites as well. In food industries also, like pectines and cellulose are used to produce jams, jellies, and syrups from fruits and vegetables. In research purpose, they are mainly used to uh, in ELISA. They are basically used horseradish peroxidase, which is the enzymes used for the uh, blotting experiments and different ELISA experiments. Production of biodiesel from the vegetable oils, they are used in wastewater management. These types of immobilization techniques used in textile industries for biopolishing, designing of fabrics. All these types of immobilization process used. And detergent industries also, lipase enzymes are used to dissolve the lipids. So at last, the enzyme immobilization is one of the best technique or approaches to exploit the enzymes. They are basically used in biotransformation, diagnosis, pharmaceutical, food industries, and there are various advantages of this immobilization technique. There are various production of penicillin, GSIlase, lipase, protease, invertase, all these enzymes are immobilized, and we can make the process cost effective by the use of enzyme immobilization techniques. So I hope you have liked this lecture and understood this lecture very well. Uh, Thank you.